Diagnosis: they don't lie, they are the lie. Have you ever noticed how the air shifts when they walk into the room? There's no smell of sulfur, no cheap perfume. No. The scent of fakeness is subtler. It creeps into your throat like winter. Wind you breathe through your mouth. "How are you?" asks a colleague, and you can feel her tongue licking the future corpses of your career. "You look amazing," says a friend, but her pupils narrow, like a cat spotting a bird behind glass. Fakeness isn't an act, it's a state, unconscious mimicry, mirrored phrases, a gaze that lags just slightly behind. It's when someone does everything right, but the soul stays silent, or worse, lies in silence. A Stoic woman knows fake people aren't bad. They're a natural phenomenon, like hail, like snake, venom. Your mistake is expecting honesty from someone who's physiologically incapable of it. There's no need to argue, no need to explain, just register. This person isn't real, and stop expecting something real from plastic. Fakeness isn't a glitch, it's a system, and it works, as long as you keep participating. So stop participating. Pause, sip of whiskey. Move to the next chapter. Their weapon is your nerves, your shield, the indifference of an atom picture. She is a rock, not just a boulder, not a strong person. She is a slab of granite that couldn't care less if it's struck by waves or kissed by moss. Now imagine the fake person standing in front of her, smiling. Voice like honey, eyes like quiet snakes. They make their move, smooth, calculated, sweet on the surface, like care, like praise. But she already knows it's bait. Fake people don't need weapons. Their weapon is your reaction. Every, "What did you mean by that?" Oxygen for their inner theater. Every, "I can't believe they did this to me." A ticket into your mental space. Every outburst, every dramatic block. Proof that they've got you. Now picture the Stoic woman. Same scene. But no flinch. She's not an audience, not a character. She's the observer. She notes the sting and says nothing. Not because she's weak, but because true strength is what she doesn't waste. The Stoic doesn't fight in a circus. She simply walks off the stage. Zeno's story. His ship sank. He lost everything. He looked at the sea and said, "Fate has decided I must become a lighter philosopher." That's the level. Not fighting, not proving, just accepting and transforming as if she was born with nothing but clarity. Pause, slow breath, move to the next chapter. Unmasking, the surgeon's practicum. Pick one. Not all of them, just one. The one who left a sting that still aches. The one after whom she started speaking more carefully, laughing softer, second-guessing her texts. Now, lay them on the table. Not in her heart. In analysis. Remove the mask. Steady hands. No shaking. What do they get from her? Information? Influence? Emotional energy? And the real question, why is she giving it to them? Is it the fear of being alone? Is it that they hurt her in ways that feel familiar? Is it because somewhere deep down, even this feels better than silence? A Stoic woman doesn't hate, she dissects without emotion, like a surgeon with an infection. She doesn't say, "He's bad." She says, "He's a functional parasite, because I keep feeding him." Now comes the real cut. What happens if she stops? What if she doesn't answer their, "How are you?" What if she doesn't explain why she was cold? What if she simply does nothing? Answer, they vanish. Fake can't survive in a vacuum. It feeds on feedback, like fire feeds on oxygen. Seal the room, and it burns out, quietly, without smoke. This isn't revenge. It's an isolation technique. She doesn't have to fight. She can just switch off the signal, and the one who looked like a predator will reveal himself as nothing more than an echo, a reflection of her own unhealed fear. Pause. Click of a scalpel. Next chapter, Poison in Honey, the Art of the Countermove. Fakeness isn't always aggression. More often, it's honey, warm, slow, Sticky. I'm just trying to help. You misunderstood me. I'm only upset because I care. But underneath that, honey, she can hear the scratching, control, manipulation, a sugar-coated demand, be convenient. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of what he's focused on." So, why is she spending hours decoding someone's half-sentences? If they're already in her mind, she uses them as shadow. The shadow method, Stoic. Cold, precise. They're using her? Fine, but on her terms. She's no victim. She's the observer. She gives information, marked and traceable. She watches them swallow the bait and smiles. They provoke her? She says, "You really spent that much energy on this?" Calm. No emotion. Just quiet fascination. They ignore her? She becomes a ghost. Invisible. Unpredictable. They can't control what doesn't follow patterns. Seneca knew Nero sent a spy to watch him. He didn't kick the man out. He started feeding him fake insights. The spy walked away with a bag full of air. That's the real game. She's not a player. She's the writer. And while they build traps, she's already exited the maze. Pause. A breeze in an empty room. The end. Epilogue. She is the lab. They are the bacteria. Fake people are not enemies. They're reagents. She drops them into her system and watches where it cracks, where validation still matters, where she's afraid of rejection, where she still needs someone to say, "Well done." Every fake smile, a test, every setup, an exam, every betrayal, a mirror, not of them, of her involvement. She wants to grow. She looks at who triggers her. It's not about them. It's about the parts of her still unsealed, still tender, still seeking. A Stoic woman doesn't get angry. She studies. She doesn't seek revenge. She evolves. She doesn't scream, "They used me." She asks, "Why was I available?" That's the philosophy. She doesn't defeat fakeness. She outgrows the need to fight it. Pause, clean air, silence. Stillness and espresso, your ritual of clarity.